Hi guys, as promised, I'll be doing a gameplay video for Flamvell Sworn. I noticed that the decks that I've been playing on Dueling Book have been altered slightly, so sometimes I'm testing a lot of different decks. But I do this because I want to try out different ideas in the deck. So you might see some decks that you don't see in the original build that I was able to play on my 8-man pod at the YCS Sacramento. So here I'm playing against Hero Frogs on my first one, so I'll be doing a commentation on this one. I open up Necrogardna, Gold Sark, Card Trooper, Rekindling, and Flamvell Magician. So pretty mediocre hand. But because I'm playing a mill deck, sometimes the draw themselves don't matter too much. Because I'll show you guys why. Because the mills are what generally dictate how the gameplay is going to be unraveled. So my opponent summons the elemental hero Shadows, and he searches for the evil hero Infernal Prodigy. So I imagine he's on Hero Frogs right off the bat because he can just special summon that and normal summon a Monarch. In this case, I thought it was going to be Caius, but it does look like he have a Ryza follow-up and no back rows to protect his Shadows. So I feel pretty confident here to summon the Card Trooper here to mill 3, and that's going to allow me to generate my advantage because now Card Trooper is going to be able to run over Shadows, and now the game is neutralized. So even though he got a +1 off the Shadows, now the initiative is back in my favor. I'm not gonna activate the Gold Sark here to banish for the Soul Recharge because I do have an errand here that I want to pitch out of my hand going forward. Very likely I'm going to be able to draw into an Light Sworn with the Card Trooper once it gets destroyed by battle. So I'm hoping that he doesn't have a Caius here to be able to destroy the Card Trooper or banish the Card Trooper. But if he does, Ryza here, that's also very good here. So he makes the play here to go into the Malicious Edge here because he wants to be able to draw a card off the Prodigy instead of being able to spin back a card. Either way, it's pretty good. I don't really mind either of the play. Unfortunately for me, I draw into my One of Wolf, which is really bad because a lot of times if I'm playing One Wolf on Dueling Book, I'm going to be able to... I draw them very often, and it really sucks that happens. But here we are. I'm going to see the Soul Recharge the next turn. I'm pretty desperate here, so I'm going to activate the Monster Incarnation to add back the Honest, summon the Aaron, and then run over the Malicious Edge here. I do this because I don't want him to tribute over the Malicious Edge and then spin back with Ryza, and then I'm drawing the Aaron again. But I guess it's not so bad in hindsight because if he does spin back the Aaron with Ryza, then my Soul Recharge can just pitch away the Aaron. So I mill 3, and I do mill a Flamvell Fire Dog here, 2 of them. So my Rekindling is live, but I don't have a way to synchro off the dog away. So he didn't know that I was on Flamvell. Now he does know because I did mill the 3. So let's see what happens next on the following turn. He doesn't have any tribute fodder, but he does have Soul Exchange. I make sure that I don't set another card because Soul Exchange can punish me. So he's going to have to do other plays, and he does the play where he sets the Treeborn Frog with the enemy controller set. Not sure why he does this, but I think he tries to bluff the Mirror Force, and I do fall for the bluff, so I just, instead of summoning a monster or a torrential, instead of summoning a monster, I just simply go into battle phase to try to attack the monster, after I activate Soul Recharge, of course, and then I mill more a Flamvell Fire Dog, so it looks like I already have 3 in the graveyard that Rekindling can get back. So if I wasn't afraid, I would use Rekindling here to at least summon in the Fire Dogs and attack over the Treeborn. I was also thinking that it might be a 2000 defense frog as well, so I take that with a great assault as well. So now I attack, and the enemy controller steals my Aaron. So now I'm unable to summon the Flamvell Magician and synchro off the Aaron. That's really a shame because I was gonna plan on summoning the Aaron off, putting the 3 Lightsworn names in the graveyard, and then I'll be able to have a Magician in the graveyard, and my Rekindling would be live. So end phase, I'm going to take back the Aaron because I am turn player. So he's going to have to resolve the enemy control, I believe, and then I'm able to mill with Aaron. So the Treeborn Frog comes back. Now he's able to summon the Ryza, put back the Aaron back on top of the deck. And now I'm going to be able to draw the Aaron again, which kind of sucks, but at least I'll have the Monster Incarnation here. So I'm going to activate the Reincarnation here to discard the Magician. And I believe I'm going to get another card. I believe it's going to be either Gores or Honest. I don't think it's going to be Honest. I think it's going to be Gores. So I'm going to pitch the Flamvell Magician here and get the Gores. And now I'm going to activate the Rekindling here, and then I'm going to get a lot of monsters here. And one of the Fire Dogs is going to be synchro summoned into a Thought Ruler because I am low on life points, and I don't want to give him a chance to OTK me the following turn. So I'm gonna Synchro Summon here, and then I'm gonna go to Battle Phase and try to do as much damage as possible. Because I have a normal summon, I'm gonna summon the Aaron here, and then I'm gonna run over the Ryza. He's gonna gain. I'm gonna gain the 2400 back. He takes 300. I'm attack with Aaron here. See if he has Gores. He does not have Gores. I'm gonna attack with the Fire Dog, and still no Gores. And then I'm gonna push in with the less 1900 here. At the end phase, the dogs do have to get banished, but at least I have one copy of each in the graveyard for my future rekindling place. So he's at 600 already, and I was able to do a bomb spell, which is the rekindling. So I have, unfortunately, I milled the JD, but I've already used both my Reincarnation for this game. So I'm going to have to rely on Rekindling to win this game in the current board that I have. So he's going to activate the Miracle Fusion here, and he could activate it, but he says he misclicked. So instead, he's going to go for a different play where he Soul Exchange. So he's going to Soul Exchange, and he's going to go into the Lad. Before he ends his turn, I think I try to activate the Necro Gardener because he's low on life point after all. And so that's what the play I'm going to do here. Alright, so I now have drawn a JD. So JD is going to be able to clear him, luckily for me, because he has 2300 attack. And then by attacking it, he's going to take 700 life points. So even though I drew pretty awkward, I was able to still win this game. Again, with Light Sworns, you never know whether you're going to win or not. It just depends on how good you mill. So game 2, I'm going to go in. I think I side in DD Crow for this matchup. Because they're playing frogs, so I want to be able to take off their frogs out the graveyard. Most likely here, I'm going to either activate the recharge right away or summon the Aaron and mill 3. So it looks like I activate the recharge, draw into another recharge, mill 2. No Light Sworns to be seen here, so I'm going to activate the Gold Starks, both of them. It looks like I go for the Reincarnation play. I don't know if I agree with this play after seeing it now. So activate the recharge, discard the Aaron, and then draw yet another recharge, milling 2. And now I'm going to activate the Gold Stark back to back, and that's going to allow me to see the recharge in the JD. So those are going to be the cards I need because I drew all the recharge out of this game, and I only milled 2 Light Sworns, so that's going to feel pretty bad. But because I only drew milled 2 Light Sworns, it's very likely I'm going to see the next draw as a Light Sworn. He special summons the Treeborn Frog. I'm not sure why he does this, because that gives me a Fire Dog target so that I can attack over. I guess he doesn't have very much experience, despite having a 692 rating. So I guess Fire Dog being a rogue pick for this match, for this matchup, allows me to get away with this, so to speak. So he does a play where he bounces back Swap Frog and normal summons the Dew Frog. Also a weird play. I didn't think that he was going to do this, but he does. And that allows me to bring out the Magician here. He's going to search his deck for the Dew Frog. Most likely going to search another Swap Frog. And then the Magician here is going to run over the Frog here. Main phase 2, I'm going to Synchro Summon into I believe it's Stardust or Thought Ruler. I think I got to go Thought Ruler here. Yeah. So this doesn't play into the Caius. This plays into the Caius pretty badly, but this does play around like cards like Enemy Controller and Soul Exchange and all his Karma Cut, Raigeki Breaks, and Wing Blast if people still play that. He does have 2 Caius, so unfortunately this doesn't help my case. That Thought Ruler is a dark monster, and I'm going to be taking 3,400 damage to the face, and it's going to hurt real bad. But unfortunately for me, I do have Rekindling that's live. I draw into a DD Crow, so if I'm able to deal with this Caius here, the DD Crow is going to be able to deal with this Treeborn Frog. Was that? Oh yeah, I think wait. Was this legal? I'm not sure if I activated Gold Stark last turn. I couldn't have because I used I summoned the Fire Dog. Yeah, so this was the turn that it comes back. So I activate charge here, and I do mill the 2 extra Light Sworns as anticipated because I saw so little in my hand and I was with the graveyard. So I milled 2 unique names. So now my JD is live, so I'm pretty happy about that. So now I can do the bomb play where I can summon the JD, special summon it, blow up the field, activate the Rekindling, and then go off. I think I was afraid of the back row, so I think I summoned the Lila first to bait out the back row. No, it looks like I activate Soul Recharge. That was actually incorrect, but I was not punished because I draw into another JD. So even though this JD does get Karma Cut here, I don't mind it too much here, and I blow up the field. So he's going to Karma Cut here. He's going to destroy the JD, or banish the JD. Luckily, I don't have a JD in the graveyard, so he can't banish that copy. And now I can special summon the other JD in my hand, activate the Rekindling, and now I'm putting a lot of damage on board so I can end the game as quickly as possible. Unfortunately, this is shy of... this is actually lethal. So, but I still go into the play where I summon the fire dog, and then I try to attack as much as possible. But I am met with the Gores here, and he tries to block off the attack. JD's going to be able to run over the Gores in defense mode, and the Fire Dog's going to be able to run another token, and then I'll be able to attack his life point directly for 1900 life points. Okay, so main phase 2, I'm going to be able to summon into a Stardust because my Thought Ruler is gone, so this is probably the best play here. And then I'm going to mill the 4 cards at the end phase. Luckily, I don't have a lot of Lightsworn because I would have milled myself dry. He's going to special summon the Treeborn. I'm going to go DD Crow on that, so he doesn't have a way to tribute fodder. And now he's pretty bad here. Now he has to activate Soul Exchange and go into the Rise of play and spin back my my Stardust. And now I'm top decking, but lucky for me, I do have the skill successor that I milled. I also have the Bryanak as well to be able to put more pressure on the board. So I summon the Honest here. I believe I go top deck for Plague. No, I don't. I go into the skill successor here to get my Magician out of the deck. And then that's going to be lethal if he is able to take all the damage. I don't think that this deck plays Tragodia. Some decks do play Tragodia, but lucky for me, he does not have it. So I was able to bait the Treeborn, I think he's still alive. Never mind. So main phase 2, I synchro summon the both monsters into Stardust again because I do play 2 copies, and I bounce back to the Honest here. So even if he finds a way to deal with the Stardust, I have the Gore's token to kill the remaining of his life points. So I draw into the Raikou. I think I summon the Honest here to try to poke. No, it looks like I go for the Plague play and go into the Bryanak. So yeah, he concedes, and that was a 2-0 victory against Hero Frogs. And so that was a pretty interesting matchup, I would say. But because I have so much gas in the form of Rekindling, even though I did see 2 JDs, I was able to have a landslide victory against this deck. So here we are on the next matchup here. I go first against Vayu Turbo. I activate the Soul Recharge to mill the Jane, and then I mill 2, and then I mill a Lila, and I mill a Jane. Or I discarded a Jane. So I have 2 already, so I already got off to a good start. I also have a Lumina, so I'm probably going to pitch the Flamvell Fire Dog, I want to say. Getting me the... Oh, no, it looked like I just special summoned the Arcus here. Or the Lila, and I'm going to set the Mirror Force here. This is a really good setup because now the Lila is going to be able to check any back row. And then the Mirror Force is able to ward off any attacks to my Lila. And this gives him a catch-22. If he does try to attack over the Lumina, even if I don't have the Mirror Force, then I have the Lila to pop a back row. And if he attacks the Lila, I could just special summon the Lila back. So here he does open up the Heavy Storm, but he has no way to really follow this up really well. So he's going to Heavy Storm my back row. He's gonna set the Flamvell, he's gonna set the Plague Spreader Zombie, and he sees that I have a Flamvell Fire Dog in the graveyard, so I feel like he sees this as a safe play. Unfortunately for him, he does play into the dust sheet here. So I play into the dust sheet here, but what are you gonna do? I'm not gonna set my Rekindling. He's going to dust sheet away my Aaron. I'm going to summon the Fire Dog to get my value. Pitching the Fire Dog, special summoning the Arcus. Normal summon the Fire Dog. Fire Dog's going to go in and attack over the Plague Spreader Zombie. And now I'm going to have a Flamvell Fire Magician, and my Rekindling is now super live. I make the play where I play around Gores. I attack with the 3rd highest monster first, so that I can attack with the Lila over the Gores token. Because none of my monsters currently can run over Gores, so that's why I do this attack order. And then I attack Lumina next, then Aaron, and then Lila last. So it doesn't look like he has the Gores anywhere. So he's going to be taking a lot of damage. I told him that he took the 1900 for no reason. And then I'm going to synchro summon the Lila into the Colossal Fighter here. So end phase, I'm going to mill the 5 cards. I mill a Wolf. And so I have a full board literally on the second turn. And a Colossal Fighter that Vayu Turbo typically has a hard time dealing with unless they make Bryanak Dragon of the Ice Barrier. But Bryanak's not really good against a board with Arcus on the board. So we're going to have to see what he does here. So he's going to top deck for Plague Spreader Zombie, sacrifice for Kaius, that's the best play he can do, manages my Colossal Fighter, and then he's going to attack over the Fire Dog. So the Rekindling here does check him here, but he does have a Torrential Tribute. In hindsight, maybe I should have left the Lila up last turn and synchro summon with the Fire Dog. It's hard to say, but yeah, if I had the Lila, I would have been able to pop his, or check his Torrential Tribute. I summon a Flamvell Fire, a Magician, and he does Torrential me for a good value of a +2. But unfortunately for him, I do have the Rekindling play, and that just ends the game here. Not sure if he has a Necrogardener. He doesn't. So this ends the game really pretty quickly against Value Turbo, and he opened up pretty badly on top of that. So now we're going to go into game 2. I think I side the Iron Wall as well as the DD Crow. I know that conflicts with each other, but I do that anyways. He's going to do the set hamster play with a set Royal Oppression. So if lucky for me, I do have the Charge of Light Brigade, so I'll be able to activate this card, get a Lila. My one Lila in the deck, because I was only playing with one. I do mill a Skill Successor, which is a really good mill, so that my Fire Dog can run over his Armwing later on in the future. So my Lila here is going to be able to proc their ability to be able to destroy the Royal Oppression, activate the Gold Star, get the JD out of the graveyard, and I'm going to mill 3 cards out of my deck. So now he's going to be able to draw into a Gale. He's going to flip the Raikou, or not the Raikou, but the Hamster to get the Raikou. And now he's going to be able to run over the Lila, putting in a lot of pressure off in the early games because he knows that if he gives me more time, I'm going to be able to have a really good Rekindling as well as a JD to finish him off. So he's going to attack me directly for 4,000 directly. He could have special summoned the Gale, but I don't see there being a point to special summon the Gale here, as he would just put me down to 2,700 life points. But this puts me on a one-turn clock. If I can't kill this current board, he's going to be able to clear me, which is pretty bad. Lucky for me, I'd have the Lila here, so I can special summon the Lila back using the Lumina. But I go for the Arcus play here, which is also good because this makes it so that the Raikou doesn't do much here, and the D-Present doesn't do anything as well. So I attack over the Hamster, and then I attack over the Raikou. He's just going to mill 3 because Arcus says no to targeting, which is really cool, which is what I really like here. So I was able to deal with his 2 monsters, but I do have the Honest here to be able to force the Celestia the next turn. I don't see Vayu being able to clear both these monsters really well. So he summons the Gale here. Unfortunately, he can't really attack everything. I think he should have made the Armor Master, but it's hard to say. So here I go into the damage step, and I activate the Honest. So he attacks with the Greffer. Maybe he should have attacked with the Gale, but I'm not entirely sure. I lose my Lumina, but that's fine because the game plan here is to get my JD and then tribute for Celestia and then pop this 2 back row. So I do have I do have a option here to activate the Recharge, discarding the Celestia and drawing 2, but I think I want to go for the Celestia play, even though it's tempting to activate the Recharge here. Activating the Celestia here, I'm going to mill the 4 cards, and I luckily mill a Necrogardener. I'm going to destroy his Armwing in his set. He's going to activate the Solemn Judgment. I should have asked if the summon was successful, but I unmill myself. And now he's down to 3,300 life points, and this is still good for me because now the JD is going to be able to brighten itself down. I'm going to pay the 1,000 life points, and I'm just going to activate the field, blow up the field, and then just activate the Rekindling and just go lethal. Looks like I don't. I was trying to activate the Plague Spreader Zombie, but I realized I have lethal with the Skill Successor. He's going to try to take the 3,000, but he doesn't realize that I could just activate this in the damage step, and then I'll be able to end the game. So 2-0 victory against Vayu Turbo. Yeah, this deck's really popping, I would say. I believe in this game it was kind of okay, but I think he should have set maybe the Solemn Judgment instead of the Royal Oppression. Going forward, I don't think he misplayed anywhere else. It's just my deck's power was just way too high. We're going to go into the last game against Diva Zombies, so stay tuned for that. All right, my last game is going to be against Diva Zombies. They're going to be going first. They're going to be setting the Pyramid Turtle. I'll be playing against Bazark, who has a 647 rating to my 620. So I've been climbing a lot of ladder lately. I do this because it's giving me better competitive footage, because if I'm playing a bunch of people on the solo mode or the unlimited mode, I'm going to be playing a lot of randoms, and I'd rather play people who feel like they know what they're doing with the high rating. So I played against he dust shoots me and takes away my card trooper, and I had to deal with a zombie. I don't know what I'm playing against, so I assumed that the set was a Raikou. So I summoned the Arcus here to attack over the Goblin Zombie. So I'm pretty in a bad position here. Skill Successor unfortunately targets, so I won't be able to target my Arcus. He does, fortunately for me, uses a Dust Tornado on my Arcus. So he summons the turtle here. I'm left with a choice here whether I want an Honest here, and I think I waste the Honest here to protect my Arcus. So basic game plan here to be able to protect my Arcus. He's going to follow up with an Illblood, but lucky for me, the Arcus does have a higher stat than normal. So I'm going to sacrifice the Arcus here, go to Celestia, and I'm just going to get my 1 plus, but it's not really a plus because I neutralized by milling the Arcus. So he's up ahead, 2 cards on me, which is really unfortunate for me. But I have to do what I need to do with this deck because even though I'm negging a little bit, I do have the bombs that allow me to get back in the game. So that's why I do this. I attack over the tomato, unfortunately for me, and then he's going to be able to see the goblin zombie. And this is going to be really bad for me, but I'm going to summon the Jane here in main phase 2 so that I can do some milling. Hopefully I mill a JD, and I do mill a wolf, so I was able to get my plus back. So I'm not too far behind, but he's my 5 to his 6. He's going to be able to Kai's here and get another +1. Take out my Celestia because Celestia does not exist in the graveyard. Lucky for me, I do have a skill successor, so I could run over his Kai's the following turn with one of my monsters. So I think I have more than 4 Lightsworns. 1, 2, 3. No, I only have 2 Lightsworns named. So this is going to feel pretty bad here. I'm going to have to find a way to get this JD live. So I summon, or I go into battle phase, attack into the Kai's here, and he does deprison my wolf here. So looking pretty bad for me in game 1. So he's in control of the whole game. And I think I should scoop here, but I feel hopeful into getting a 3rd and 4th Lightsworn in the graveyard. All I have to do is draw a Charge Light Brigade, and I'll be back in the game. But that's why it's called Saxhorn. So he's going to set a Call the Haunted to pass a turn. I draw into a Groth here. I could use the Monster Incarnation to get a monster out of my graveyard. I'm not sure what I do here. I think I can see. I'm not sure. Activate the Reincarnation, discard the Groth, get a Jane, because it is a monster that could theoretically mill. So I summon it to run into the Kai's here, and then I use the skill successor to make it bigger. So now, if he wants to deal with my Jane, he's going to have to Synchro Summon, but he does have the Plague Spreader Zombie, and I didn't know that. So it gives me hope that I can have some chance in this game. So he activates the Zombie Master, discarding the Plague Spreader Zombie to Synchro Summon into Goyo Guardian, and that gives him the game, I believe, because now he's going to be able to revive his Illblood, normal summon the Illblood, or Gemini summon the Illblood, and then he's going to bring out the Plague Spreader Zombie, and then I think I concede here because that's lethal. So no Necro Gardener to save me, and I don't know why I'm dragging this game on. Let's go to game 2 already, and let's see how I do against this deck. All right, so games 2, I think I side the Iron Wall or the DD Crow, and I do draw into it, so that's pretty good. So if he does have a Plague Spreader Zombie, I'll be able to DD Crow that Plague Spreader Zombie. I activate the Charge Light Brigade, and then I search for Lumina, discarding the Wolf, getting back the Arcus in defense mode, kind of telegraphing that I don't have the Honest, so maybe I should have put it in attack mode. I just don't want him to attack the Arcus in attack mode. So it could also mean that too. If I put it in attack mode, he can just summon the Pyramid Turtle and run it over and then get his +1. So that's why I put it in defense mode. He's going to set a back row and pass. I think I do an illegal play, I think, where I discard and then I try to special summon the Lila. But that's impossible because you can't do that because Arcus says no. So I should have actually just sacrificed the Arcus first, getting to the Celestia, but that does play pretty hard into the Torrential. So, yeah, that was a misplay and also cheating. So I apologize to the opponent for cheating this guy unintentionally. So I should have milled. I don't know why I didn't mill. Yeah, I definitely should have milled. I think I said misclick, and then I'm just going to mill, activate the Gold Sark, get the Rekindling, and I'm going to mill a total of 8 cards. So that's pretty good for me. He's going to attack me into the Arcus. And then I'm going to take a good amount of damage here. And he's going to sacrifice for Caius. Trying to leave the Lightsworn off the name, but I already have the 4. So this Caius doesn't really do anything in terms of stopping my JD. My JD is live here. So what I'm going to do, either I special summon the JD to blow up the field, or I summon Celestia. The choice is mine here. I think I go for the Celestia play, because I'd rather have a safe JD. So he's going to Solemn here, and that forces the Solemn, and now I can special summon the JD, blow up the field, and that's pretty much GG's. I think I have skill success in the graveyard, right? No, I don't. So I'll be able to do 3,000, but I think he scoops anyways, because this is a lot of damage. So he draws for turn after I mill 4. I don't have a Necro Gardener in the graveyard, I believe. So he could theoretically break control me and attack me for game if he summons a big monster, but I don't think he has a way to deal with this. So he enters the scoop phase, and then we're going to go to game 3 now. So now it's going to be on my end to deal with this zombie deck. He's going to be going first, and I luckily draw into the Aaron to deal with the Recruiter. He's going to be setting a Torrential, I believe. No, a Bottomless Trap Hole. So I'm going to summon I believe a Jane or Aaron. No, I summon a Card Trooper. I think I do this because I don't want him to summon a Pyramid Turtle and crash me, so that's why I do this play. He's gonna bring it out to Trag, and he could steal my Trag if he, or he could steal my card trooper if he discards a level 3. I don't think there's much level 3 in that deck except for Sangan. So he sets a Plague Spreader Zombie, and he just sets another back row and passes. I just go straight into battle phase. No, I mill 3 first, activating the Soul Recharge because I drew it, and now I'm activating the card trooper to mill 3 more. Milling a Thunder King Rattle. I forgot that Thunder King Rattle is really good against zombies. Looks like I have all 4 Light Sworns in the graveyard, and I'm just hoping to mill a JD in the main phase 2. He bottoms the Aaron here. I attack the Trag. He activates Deep Prison. So now I just pass without doing anything because I do have the Gores, luckily for me. He's going to summon the Turtle. I'm going to special summon the Gores in defense position. And no, I don't actually, just don't do it. I just say that he just passes without doing anything. Lucky for me, I do have the Fire Dog. He doesn't have a follow play. I think he should have at least set a Ultimate Offering there. I'm not sure why he didn't do that. Maybe he was afraid of being run over by a bigger monster, but that's always going to happen anyways. So now my Magician's going to be able to come out. I'm going to attack his face down because I don't want to give him any value with the Turtle. I attack over the Plague. Main phase 2, I'm going to Synchro Summon into I believe I go into a Stardust. I'm not entirely sure. I think I go into Colossal, maybe. Yeah. So Colossal's going to be able to deal with the Goyo Guardian. I don't want him to Goyo Guardian over my other monsters, so that's why I go into this play. Alright, so now it's his turn. He's going to do the play where he crashes the Pyramid Turtle so he can go into the Goblin Zombie. And now he's going to be able to summon the Diva the following turn, or the same turn, in main phase 2, and then go into the Brine Act to bounce my Colossal Fighter. This is pretty good for me because he had to waste his battle phase, and Colossal Fighter did his job. And I still have a Gores to back this up, so this is really nice for me. Even if he tries to explode in this turn, Colossal Fighter is really good here. So he's going to search for a Zombie Master after Synchro Summoning the second time. I didn't catch that he discarded, but he did discard. And now I need to find a way to get JD to my hand, as it is live, and I do have the Monster Reincarnation. To try to come back here. Okay, so I summon the Arcus here, activate the Reincarnation, and I'm going to get the Honest back to my hand. But he doesn't know I have 2 Honests, so this is going to be a pretty good wall here to be able to deal with both monsters. I go into battle phase, drop the first Honest, and then try to not telegraph that I have the second Honest, but mostly thinking that giving the impression that I'm a bad player, so that way he can thinking that he's safe to attack the Arcus next turn. So I think he summons the Kaiku here. That pretty much stops my Necro Gardener. I believe I had one, yeah. So, but he doesn't know that I have the Honest. He attacks first with the Goyo Guardian, and I activate the Honest here to deal with the Goyo Guardian, and now he has to deal with a 4,000 attack Arcus until the end of the turn. So I do have the Jane here. I'm going to summon the Jane here into the Torrential. He does not have Torrential. I put the Arcus to defense mode because he can't deprison my Jane here. I run over his Kaiku, which is why I play Jane in the first place, because Jane can run over so many different monsters. So now I'll be able to mill 5 or 4, I'm sorry, and then hopefully I mill something good. And I don't mill anything good after all, but I do have a Gores to back this up. He's going to top deck for a Plague Spreader Zombie. He unfortunately can't use that Mind Control, and he's going to Synchro Summon it into Revive King Hades, where he's going to be able to run over my monster. But I do have the Necro Gardener to block this attack, so I think I do that because I want to top deck into a Celestia. I think I already used all my Celestias this game, didn't I? So let's see. I used I have 2 in the graveyard. I think I sided 1 out. I'm not entirely sure. I draw into a Charged Light Brigade. Feels pretty bad to draw at this point in time because I do have 11 cards. So what do I do here? I could summon a Lila to pop the back row. Let's see what I do. I activate the charge after all, so I do go for the ballsy play, and I think I lose all my Rekindling. No, I have 1 more left in my deck, so it's just a matter of whether I can draw it or not. I don't know if I want to summon the Groth here, because I would mill myself pretty dry. So I just put everything in defense mode, and then just end my turn. And yeah. So now, I look at my graveyard. I don't have a Rekindling, so I only have 1 left in my deck. And I believe I have a JD coming up. Yeah, I have a JD coming up off the Gold Sark. So now the name of the game is just to survive this turn. Yeah, so let's see what happens here. He activates the return here. I'm already sweating a little bit, but I know that I have a Gores here, so he can't really get past my Gores if he tries to deal with both my board. And he also has a low hand size. He tries to go into Doom Kaiser Dragon, but I don't have a Plague Spreader Zombie in my graveyard either. Wow. So I'm very surprised that I didn't mill either a Plague Spreader Zombie as well. So he activates the Mizuki to get a Plague Spreader Zombie, go into the Stardust here. And the Stardust is going to be able to help him survive against the JD. So I just have to rip a Rekindling. so that I can go into my own Stardust and then special summon the JD. So that's what I do. And I finally draw the Rekindling. I'm going to activate the Rekindling here to go into the Stardust as quickly as possible, so that when I do JD, I can just negate the Stardust with my own Stardust. So, yep, this is pretty good for me. Special summon the JD, blow up the field, and I'll call priority, of course, to activate the JD. He's going to respond with the Stardust. I'm going to respond with my own Stardust, and then I win the game. So that was a pretty lengthy game. I think this was the only time where I went to game 3 against, I wouldn't say Diva Zombies is a meta deck, but it is a really good deck, and it's been getting a lot of traction, especially with the Ultimate Time Wizard, with one getting second place. Well, Diva, it was a zombie hero. But yeah, this is the power of Rekindling, and also using JD. So it's basically Flamvell Sworn. And yeah, that was the gameplay videos I was gonna be able to show you guys in my testing. Really good deck. I would suggest a lot of people to play this deck. I would say it's a really good deck into the metagame. A lot of people don't think so, but we're just gonna have to see going forward. If anybody picks this up, I'd be glad to see this deck do a lot in today's metagame. But yeah, signing off. Playtest RL. I'll see you guys on the next video. Peace.